Greetings, everybody. So, if we're all working here, you're seeing my face. All right, so welcome to the Auditorium. We're going to talk about what the auditorium's about, what we're going to be here for, and yeah, we're definitely here for a specific reason that we will find out as we go on. First, let's talk about. I'm going to introduce myself. I'm going to be your host. You can call me Thorn. As many of you know, I am in the horror community. I manage the Gruesome Gazette. That's my website. And this horror reviews, music reviews, stuff of that nature. Constantly out and about at different things. Pretty sure most of you know me. But yes, I am Thorn. So now let's talk about what the Auditorium is. So let's give a little background about the Auditorium. So that started, I had this idea for a very, very, very long time. It's an idea that started a very long time ago. Started out as a group initially. That was going to be tailored to help, local artists get their works known about and stuff like that. That's where it started out as. It's been stagnant for a long time. And so, this year I was thinking of the idea of bringing the auditorium back to life again. But then I was thinking bigger. I was like, well, I can make an auditorium, I can bring it back to life, but let's make it bigger. So that's where we're at now with the Auditorium. It's now becoming a podcast. This will be an official podcast. I can't tell you if it's going to be weekly, daily. I don't know. It's just going to be whenever it pops up, whenever I feel like it, or whenever time allows for it to happen, it will happen. So that's when you would expect the episodes. It'll be on our Facebook. As you can see, if you're already here, you can see it on our Gruesome Gazette Facebook. If not, as we also announced just today, we do have an official YouTube channel. So these episodes, my idea is to get them on a YouTube channel. So we're going to see if that happens, and if I can make it happen, it will be on our YouTube channel. Either way, I'll get it figured out, but it will be on there. So 2 places you'll be able to find the episodes out. Especially if you want to find it for later viewing, it'll be on YouTube. Facebook can only keep live for so long. Boo, boo, boo. Anywho. So, here is my vision for what the auditorium, what I want it to be. I wanted to be a platform for the weird and unusual. The things we usually don't talk about. There's really hardly a spotlight on. Because, I've been a part of very strange and wonderful, beautiful things. And, it's just like they're not widely known about. It's like, unless you're within those circles, then, you know about them if you're within those circles. But outside of the circle, you really don't see them talked about too much. Like, not many people know about these things happening, or why they're happening, or what they're even about, what they're for. So that's what this is going to be for. This is what the podcast is going to be for, what the auditorium is going to be about. It's going to be for things that are weird, strange, things you don't normally talk about. Now, with that being said, a lot of the things you're going to see on here, for the most part, it could be music related. Yes, I could see a lot of musical artists I could be talking to that identify what the auditorium is going to be about and a chance to get their works known about. So, it'll be musical, but it's going to not just be that. It's going to be, I'm going to see if I can get other people like sideshow performers, things, people who are out there just doing weird things. Yeah, I'm gonna get them on here. It could even be as far as like, there's a horror movie director that I want to talk to. I could use this podcast for that. This is a podcast that could be used for that purpose, because horror, yeah, definitely all ties in horror. That's why this is why this is going to be a part of the Gruesome Gazette, because it's what the Gruesome Gazette is for. It's for horror. It's for things that are weird, things that are strange. So the Odditorium will just definitely be serving that purpose. So, today is going to be our first episode of the podcast. It's just going to be plain old me, coming as me. That's another thing I will talk about. So when I'm coming here, it's just going to be me. It's just going to be me. I'm not going to be anybody else but me. I mean, I could have probably developed my own persona for this. I mean, I feel maybe something might take life of its own as it is. It's going to be whatever it's going to be, but mostly I'm just going to be myself, my plain old self. Sometimes there might be eye makeup or things in that nature. Sometimes not. It's just whatever I feel, whatever I'm in the mood for at the moment. It's whatever's going to happen. So that's how I'm going to be approaching this. I'm going to be approaching it as myself. There might be episodes that mostly only feature me if there's things I want to talk about, but also there could be guests. I am definitely open to having guests on this podcast. We can make it happen. There are ways that we can make this stuff happen. So there's people I know that I hope, because I've been very, very excited for this idea to be able to present it. I've been very excited for this for a very long time when I first came up with this idea. And once I start the things in motion, let's talk about the introduction. I didn't even get to that part yet, about the introduction to our show. So that was good. That was done by a good artist friend of mine known as Rachel of Ether. Major props for him for what he came up with. Like all he wanted was all I had to tell him was just a concept. I gave him a logo to start out with. He made it more. So yeah, the intro video, the music, that was all done by him. Rachel of Ether. He does very good music. If you can check him out on Spotify, he has a whole playlist on there of stuff that he does. So you can find him on Spotify. You can also find him on Facebook. Very appreciative for the way he contributed to this project. He's part of the reason this project even exists how it is right now. Because I knew I knew I was going the way a direction of it being a podcast. I wanted it to look good, to present good. So, this is our only first episode, so it only gets better from here. But yeah, major props for him for the intro. There's also an outro part you're going to see too. He did that too. Everything was done by him. So major props, Rachel of Ether. I'm sure we might have an episode that features him. So, but yeah, I was very excited. I've been telling people. I was like, there's a secret project I've been working on. I've been telling people about that. And surprise! Here's the secret project. It's the Odditorium. And I know people will be very excited too, especially people that I know that I talk to. I know you guys will be excited for this because this is going to be big. I feel my vision for it. If it comes to fruition, if we get more people on, we get more things to talk about. Yeah, I'm aiming to make this really big thing. I feel our city needs this. I'm based in Pittsburgh, so I feel Pittsburgh definitely needs more of a platform for this type of stuff. That's why I was like, I'm gonna do it. I have the time to do it. I have nothing better than time, so why not? Why the fuck not? Yeah, this podcast is also not meant for those of younger ears. So yeah, just to warn you, we're gonna talk about things. We're gonna swear. It's just gonna be us. We're all fucking adults here, okay? So let's fucking be adults. Um, so yeah, here we are, the auditorium. So I came here for, part of the reason, not only to introduce the podcast, but to give you guys an idea of what this is going to be about. And I felt today's topic would be appropriate. So, lately, not too long ago, I went to something called Magical Minds Metaphysical Fair. Okay, in fact, if I can show you this, I think I can. We're gonna wait for all the thingy dingies to load up. Okay, just give me a moment, people. Yeah, this is live. It's just gonna be what it is. I'm not aiming for perfection here, people. It's just gonna be as it is. Okay. Yeah. So, it was this past Saturday when I went to this physical fair. Oh, great. No. Okay. I did not want to do that. It was a pretty good experience. It was a good experience. And yeah, I could have written about that experience, but I thought it'd be better to put my face to it and actually talk about it, because I don't think the written word, yes, I'm good with the written word, but it does not beat this being able to talk, like put a face to it, put my voice to it, and you can see my emotions. And yeah, it's going to get emotional, people, just to warn you. It's going to happen. Okay, so with that being said, I can share. Share screen. Okay. And we want to share the entire screen. Can I share a window? No. Aha, I can share it. Okay. Hold on. Okay, we want to close that out. Bam. Okay. Now we're going to share. We are figuring this out, people, as we go. Share. Bam. Boom. Bam. Haha. Okay. So, this is the Magical Minds Metaphysical Fair that I went to on Saturday. So I show up and I am looking something like, I'm gonna show you guys. Don't mind me as I scroll through my Facebook. We're gonna find it here. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff posted on my Facebook. Don't mind me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So there I am. That's how I'm dressed. So as I am dressed that way, I show up in the door. So it was my very first time I was gonna go out and introduce myself as Thorn to people. Had a little like one minor hiccup in that, but for most part, I was telling people I was Thorn. So I start going through the different vendors. So I have a goodie bag here. I'm gonna stop sharing this right now, so I can talk to you about this goodie bag that I got. There's all kinds of goodies in here. And each have a story behind them. Okay. So my very first goodie I got is this bat. Look at the bat. Look at the face. Look at the face. Look at that face. Look at the face. So, yeah, it's a 3D printed bat. Like even the wings, the feet, and it goes something like scream, scream, scream. Look at her face. That's a face. So that's my very first item that I picked up as I was going through the different vendors, meeting the different people. And it was very large, like a lot of vendors, a lot of different things. Like they had all kinds of readers. They had anything you can think of, magic wise. They had tarot cards. They had crystals out the wazoo. There's a lot of stuff that they had. So, including 3D printed animals. Like you can get 3D printed raccoons. They had owls. A little bit of everything. So that was pretty neat to find that. Also, while I was walking through the different vendors, let me talk to you about how I got this book. It's a whole ass book on Samhain. So you can, different rituals you can do, the lore, spells, like had a lot of extensive knowledge about this certain ritual celebration. But this was not the book. That was, let me tell you the story about what all led to me acquiring this book and how I acquired said book. So, you saw my photo. I'm dressed head to toe and I had the antlers and everything. So as I'm walking through, one of the vendors approached me and is like, "Hey, you look just like this picture on this book." They had a different book called Yule, and on the cover of the book, there was this person who was wearing antlers. So then they come to me and they ask me, are like, would you mind posing with the book? And you know me, I'm just like, I'm like, sign me the fuck up. I'll pose for this. I'll pose with this book. Why not? So they give me the book. I'm posing with it. Blah blah blah. And they're like, did here's this book, or do you want another book? And so I saw this one instead. So I'm looking through it, and I'm like, okay, well, how much are you asking for the books? And they're like, well, for you, it's free because you pose for us. And I'm very taken aback at first. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay. So that's how I acquired this book. I got it for absolutely nothing, just for posing for them with the book. And again, that's right in the realm of what the fuck I do. That's what I'm doing almost on a freaking daily basis, just naturally just fucking doing it. I'm always willing to help people push their products because it's just something I enjoy doing. It's just not a thing for me. I just naturally just like, hey, you want me help? I'll help you. I don't care. I'll get the word out there. So it was just like these people didn't know me from Jack Adam. They're asking me to do a thing that I've freaking been doing almost my whole life anyway. It's just like easy peasy. So yeah, there was that experience that I got to have, like, not even really, no, just helping people out and getting free shit because of it. Hey, that's what it is. That's what you get from it. You get that's the thanks. You get free shit. Hey, I mean, I'll accept it. Not gonna say no. So yeah, there is that item. I found a grimoire. So this will be the official grimoire. I need this is where a lot of my stuff is going to start to go. Like, they have stuff, if you want to draw things, if you want to write things, if you want to add things to it, you can. Like, you can absolutely add things to this grimoire. It's pretty easy. So yeah, this definitely might be added to. Definitely be used to establish, I need to start writing my lore down. There's a lot of lore behind myself. This has been an ongoing process of what led me here. Why I'm even officially alive right now. So this will definitely be a useful item for grimoire purposes. No surprise. I'm just going to show you these real quick. I mean, got some eyeshadow palette. So it's red and black. So if you can see the red, that's red. And then we have the black. So see black? Okay. Anyway. So those are those items. Put stuff back into the bag as we go. Also, there's this guy. I found a toothless, but not only that, it's made in amethyst, and it was the only freaking one they had that was made of amethyst. There was only one toothless. He was like the only one out of the bunch that was literally different from the others. I mean, the fact that it was made of amethyst was enough for it to be like, yeah, you're coming home with me. So I'm gonna go join my dragon collection. I'm gonna have to show you. Might have to do an episode on that and show you my extensive dragon collection that I have. It's a lot. Got a lot of cool dragons that I've collected throughout the years. There might be other items I might show off. I mean, why the hell not? I have a whole podcast. I can make it for that thing. I can be whatever the fuck I want it to be because it's fucking mine. We're gonna make shit happen, people. So anyway, yeah. There's Toothless as an amethyst. He even got his tail. Like, you can't tell, but he even got, like, they try to do like a red mark. I think they did like paint red on it. If you can tell. Yeah, see, they painted red on it, so you can have his red tail, but yeah. That was that. There's this guy. It's a crochet spider. Yeah, there he is. Crochet spider, as you can tell. So I do have a collection of crochet spiders too that I've collected. So this guy was just the latest one to join them. He actually became my buddy throughout the day. Like, once I acquired him, um, I just like carried them throughout the venue. I was petting them, and they were like my little buddy throughout the rest of the day. I was at the fair for the rest of the day. Once I acquired this little guy, yeah, he became my buddy throughout the whole day. I was like, yeah, definitely, a lot of people were commenting the fact that, because they saw me carrying them around. Yeah, a lot of people liked I got a lot of compliments because I had the whole brand, antlers and everything. They were loving that. They like my whole my whole outfit as a whole. I felt I killed it, and I think people were agreeing that I freaking killed it that day, the way that I looked. Not only that, but as I'm walking around, then there's this other person that I saw, and I'm gonna share my screen again with you guys because you can see this. This was a pretty awesome experience I got to have, and again, this stuff only happens to me. There's no audio. Okay. So, as I'm walking around and I meet this person who introduces themselves as Black Magic. So that was their get up. And of course they're like, can we get a photo together? I mean, again, I'm like, fuck yeah. Cause they freaking killed it. This person freaking killed it. Like, look at that. They have like handle freaking wings and everything. They had the contacts in. So yeah, like there you go. There's a full effect. Like, look at the freaking wings. Like, and then like, so we kind of like both like our vibes definitely matched together. It went very well together. So that was freaking cool. Not only that, but then I came to find out they're a circus performer. So again, it's a shit that I'm into. So who knows? Maybe we'll meet again. Well, who knows? Maybe she might have a podcast appearance. We'll see. But that was a very cool experience from that. Another natural thing that happens to me, and it's just natural, and still linking with people, and there we go. I'm still finding shit. Shit that I like. Finding more people to do it. So that's cool. Okay, so we're going to talk about the experience that I had. Oh boy, yeah, this was quite the experience. So, while I was at the metaphysical fair, they were having different workshops. There was one particular workshop I felt very drawn to called The Void Within. So obviously I was curious enough about it. I was like, okay, it could be up my alley. Let's go and see what this is about. So, the workshop. So I get there early at the workshop, getting myself settled in. I have no clue what the fuck I'm going to be in for, but I'm like, okay, whatever's going to happen, I'm in for this. Let's see how this goes. So, the person doing the class comes in, and they're telling us about what this is going to be about. Mostly it was about communicating with the void, and also you can, if you have anything you want to leave behind in a void, you can. So they started us out with a guided meditation. And this meditation involved finding your own garden, opening the door to your garden and planting a seed. It was actually kind of funny because, and I think I did like actually laugh at one point. I didn't mean to, but I had to laugh because it was like what they didn't know at that time is this is where my journey in 2025, that's where it all started. It all started with a garden that I found. I opened up a door and I found this freaking grove of and so it's just kind of funny that, here we're going through this meditation exercise and it's taking us through a garden I've already been through before, but okay, I guess I'm back now to this garden. But what I did differently that I didn't do before is I planted a seed. They helped us, guide us through planting the seed, imagining it to glow, and we also got the opportunity to cast things into the void. Now, usually you can use fire as one of those methods, but of course we couldn't set fire to anything. So instead we had this bowl and it had this like mixture in it. It was like meant to represent the void. It was like this very like abyss looking like mixture. So, we had a piece of paper that we had to write things down that we wanted to have casted into the void to be removed from our lives. And then we had to stir counterclockwise so we can make sure whatever we're getting rid of actually gets to where it needs to go, which is gone forever. Poof. So I'm not going to talk about it, but, there were things that I cast into the void and they aren't there. And I just consider them gone. Poof. They're no longer in my life. So got a chance to do that. But then, leading us through planting our seed of intention. What is it that we want to attend? And what is it that we intend to have? What is it that we want to have grown in? What is it that we want our seed to grow into? So we were walked through that process of not only planting the seed, but also helping it grow, or at least sprout. So I can say the seed is sprouting at this point, and now we need to help the plants nourish itself, help it grow into whatever we want it, whatever the plant is meant to grow to, what we want it to accomplish, that's what it's going to grow into. So it's up to me to make that happen. That might mean more communicating with the void. Leaving things in there that don't need to be in there, that I don't want to have in my life, that I don't want to have existing. I can leave those into the void. Every worry, doubt, and fear that I fucking have had in these past fucking years, I can leave those into the void. And the void hungers. It hungers. It's like, ooh, feed me more. I really like this. So, yeah. So not only that, but, planting our seed of intention, not only in a spiritual sense, but also physically as well. We can plant our seed of intent physically. And that's where I also learned that sometimes the void talks to you. You're like, huh? What do you mean? Yes, the void can talk to you. If you communicate enough with it and, if you set your, if that's what you're doing, if you're in that right mind frame to communicate with the void, sometimes it'll communicate back. You'll get messages back. I say this because I think it's kind of like what happened to me. Like, when it came to my seed of intent and wanting to, and physically putting something to paper to, and to plant that intent, and the message that I wrote, I felt it came no other than the void. Like, it just felt natural to say these words or write these words. But I don't think it was really me writing these words. These were coming from the void. So this is what I wrote down, if you can see it. There we go. I am worth more than the bullshit. That's my seed of intent that I wrote, because, I'm not going to speak on it because this is not what this podcast is for. It's not to speak about me, but there's a lot of bullshit that happened in my life. Let's just say that. And I'm worth more than that bullshit that happened. So that's my seed of intent, and I'm going to be planning. And I know exactly when and where I'm going to be planting said seed, and that's already in the works. So that's going to be planted. Not only that, but we have this check, where we can write whatever it is that we desire. No, I don't desire money. What the fuck am I going to do with money? That just causes more stress and problems. Fuck money. I don't want money. But I do want love. That's the payment. That's the payment I want the universe to have. That's the payment I want to get back. I'm not doing this for the fucking money. I can give a fuck less. I'm doing it for the love. And, I see, obviously, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't fucking love it. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this, all this shit, because I fucking love it. It's what gives me life. I think people can see it gives me life. And I see the love they give right back. So that's my take back from it is, hey, if you know the love is there and you're returning that love, then that's all that matters to me. That's all I care about. I don't give a fuck about anything else. I don't give a fuck about fame. I don't expect this to be famous, but I do expect to leave behind a legacy. I do expect that, because I am going to leave behind a legacy, and hopefully somebody will inherit this shit and it will go on. But until then, it's going to be me. I'm going to do it the best I can fucking do it. And that's just what the fuck is going to happen, people. We're going to make shit happen. So, yeah. So, once we got done, putting whatever it is into the void, we were sent through another guided meditation of planting our seed of intent, helping it sprout, maybe blossom a bit, but, that's where we're left with. And now it's up to us, up to me, to nourish and cultivate it into more, into whatever it is it's going to turn out to be. So, yeah, guess this garden I found was found for a reason. I just didn't know the entire reason behind this garden, but now I know. And it's definitely going to be something very much used in the future. All because of this experience I got to have. It was I can very much say, I don't know if it was noticed, but it was a very emotional experience for me, because I got to leave things behind. I got to hold on to things that more so are important to me. all because of that experience. So yeah, there was that happened. After that, I was also searching for, because I felt I needed a message for today. I was trying to find a right reader for it. I did find these other people who were doing this thing with tattoos. It was called a crow's nest, if I remember. But they do this thing with tattoos where they not only they do like a whole fucking ass ritual behind it. So you come up with a tattoo, they'll do it. They'll actually, trace one on it. They'll say some words. They'll do a whole ass reading for you. Those just like it goes a whole fucking involved part. Now I did ask them, well, can you do that with a tattoo that's already there? And they're like, well, nobody's asked us this before, but I'm sure we could. But ultimately, I decided no, it has to be a new tattoo. If that's going to happen, which I kind of feel maybe it needs to. So, I'm going to take some time to decide on a tattoo idea, but yeah, if I can get them to do that whole fucking ritual thing behind it and seal it and make it even more, it's going to serve more into the Earththorn, what I'm about right now. So, but I did find this other reader. Her name was Nikki, or their name was Nikki. Sorry, their name was Nikki. They're non-binary. Yes, we will be observing pronouns. By the way, hi, I'm they them as well. So it's even taken me time to get used to it. So I apologize, but I will definitely correct myself. So anyway, yeah. So they were the ones I chose for my reading, and as I'm telling them, what I'm there for, the question I'm trying to ask, I'll give a little bit of my story. I mean, it pretty much reaffirms the direction I was thinking of anyway, because direction I want to go is I've been solitary for far too long, people. Not that I don't mind, I'm pretty good with I can do well for myself. I don't need anybody for that. I can do that myself. I can do a lot of things myself. So it's not for that, but mostly for companion purposes. Like I would rather have somebody there for companion purposes. So, but another thing that I feel that I need is I feel I need more community, maybe a different community than the ones I'm already a part of, because there's a lot of different communities I'm involved with so far. I mean, there's the goth community, there's the rave community, there's even the LGBTQ community that I'm involved with. So, but I also feel like maybe I need to open myself to have a witchy community. So that's kind of like, what I'm looking for, and kind of also why I went to another reason I was, go to this event, so I can maybe help find ways to get involved in the community more. So, Nikki, as we're doing the reading, she kind of, reaffirmed that that's definitely the direction I need to go more, is finding that community and opening myself up to whatever it brings to me. So, I mean, it was good getting that. So that was my message for today, is just keep on the path of, getting back into the witchy community, maybe find more connections there. Maybe that can lead me to where ultimately I want to seek. So we will see on how that all transpires, but that is, it is what it is. It's going to be what it is going to be, and it's going to be funny. It's going to be a fun journey either way. So that was my, so after the reading, that pretty much concluded my day. It was a pretty awesome day. It was a very good event, In fact, I'll probably even mention, I'll even mention this part. Like from the time I walked into the door, I met the owner, which the owner kind of knew of me because, I was sharing the events. And he was like, thank you for doing that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's what I do. Um, again, people are very thankful for what I do. And that's why I do it, because I know people need help with that promotion, help getting shit out there. You can hang all the flyers in the world, but we're in a digital era now, so that's where people are going to be paying attention more. And with the algorithms, it's hard to fucking get the algorithm to work in a way that you want it to work. They make it very hard on businesses to get themselves out there. Artists, musicians, like it's all around. It's very hard. So yeah, people, when people like me are out there sharing shit, it's definitely, people will definitely appreciate it, because it's like it's kind of helping them more. Maybe it might get to somebody who doesn't know about it. I am, I like sharing the gift of knowledge. So if I know about it, I'm gonna let you guys know about it. Definitely, absolutely, for sure. Because yeah, this event was awesome. Like I wasn't even. I mean, I was excited for it from the very first time it got announced. I was freaking excited as shit for this event. I was looking forward to it, for a long time. And when it finally happened, like it met every expectation, but it actually blew them away, because there was things that happened there I was not expecting. Like I'm surprised. I'm surprised you guys didn't feel an earthquake, because oh my gosh, like when I went through that void meditation, something fucking shifted. Oh, it shifted really, like everything. Like now, oh, I got a new toy to use. Oh, so yeah, I mean, nothing more. This is like meant to be like a glowing review of the event, because it was that awesome. If the people decide to have it again, or have something that similar to this event, yeah, definitely. I'll once I hear word, you guys will know about it. I will definitely ask you to attend it, because if you're witchy, if you have interest in any of these things, you will definitely want to attend this event. Even if you don't, and you want to have an open mind and find out more about what this shit is all about, all for it. We're all for people with open minds. We're open to everybody, as long as you have an open mind. But if you want to be a fucking asshat, don't even try, because we will fucking slam you. You'll be, we'll kick your ass out the door if we have to, because we don't play with that shit. We're not, asshats. Just don't even fucking bother. Everybody else, yeah, come and see. We have such sights to show you. Exactly what, pretty much on this podcast, there will be such sights to show. So yeah, this pretty much concludes our broadcast for today. So yeah, welcome to the Odditorium. I hope you enjoyed your stay. I'll very much sure, I will see you next time. Until then, this has been the Odditorium. My name is Thorn. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube now. Make sure you follow Gruesome Gazettes on all the platforms. Gruesome Gazette is on the Facebook. Gruesome Gazette is on YouTube. We even have an official Discord. So if you want to join our Discord, just DM us. We'll send you the link if you want to join our Discord. You can also look us up on our website. Our website is www.griswomgazette.com. Now the question is, will the Odditorium episodes be on the website? The answer is maybe. More likely, yes. You can find these on our website too if you want to peruse them at your own leisure. But anyway, till next time, be well. Bye bye.